And that's the way you want to end a match off for the fans at Cliff Keen Arena, getting that big takedown in overtime for your Wolverine fans. Rossi Bruno did a great job of that, beating a tough wrestler in Corey Keener. And the fans here at Cliff Keen Arena honoring those attending that served in the military for us here today. A special night here in Cliff Keen, as we've mentioned.
And you know what was impressive to me was seeing all the veterans or active duty when the national anthem was going on, just looking up. It was chilling seeing them saluting the American flag. So
wonderful
we know
thing
who to
see.
thank.
We do. They're all here today in attendance. Can't thank them enough.
So one of my keys to this match was for Fisher to stay out of this front headlock. Horan doesn't do too much from an offensive standpoint here in this front headlock. He's going to hang out. This is going to be the match. That's where he wants to be. That's where he makes his money.
Well, I mean, just look at the guy, Eric. If I had that buddy type, I'd be hanging in the front headlock too.
Right, he does have very heavy in the upper body category, we'll say.
Strong upper torso. George Fisher needs to break the distance. He doesn't want to hang in the tie-up, doesn't want to hang in the front headlock position. He wants to shoot from an angle.
Where he was a Pennsylvania State champion and 4-time state finalist. This year he was 15th and 8 on the season, and ranked 16th in the nation at 141 pounds.
And this is the matchup at 141 pounds. Just recapping the first two matches. The Michigan Wolverines lead the match 6-0, getting 2 wins from both Connor Utsi and Rossi Bruno. This match, Zach Horan is the number 16 ranked wrestler in the country, the favorite to win this one up against George Fisher of the Wolverines.
But Fisher doing a good job in a front headlock of his own, has that underhook on the right side.
And he needs to get his arm back. Horan is controlling his right elbow here. He needs to limp arm that. And the ref's actually going to reset them at the line in the neutral position.
So where the Central Michigan Chippewas are sound is in the defensive position, and so close for George Fisher as he looked to spin around and get the takedown.
And Horan of Central just squeezed by, just was able to slide his way out of there. Almost a 2-point takedown on the defense. And 36 seconds left in the period.
So Fisher doing a good job hanging with Horan.
30 seconds, less than 30 seconds remaining in the period.
But I'll tell you, that front headlock position is going to wear you out heading into the second and third period.
But the thing is he doesn't score off the front headlock, so basically he's just hanging out with it. It's not, if he's using it to tire his opponent out, he's not scoring points off it, so it's basically wasting time.
And that's what the ref needs to see. Now you see him. He's telling the wrestlers, you need to get moving. You need to get some action. Zach Horan, a hospitality major, a senior this year. 15-8 on the season. Has been looking pretty good as the 16th ranked wrestler in the country. Looking
Returning
for a lift.
Two-time MAC champion. So Fisher comes up to his feet, gets the 1 point for the escape, and takes the lead. So this would be a season-changing win, as we saw the NCAA coaches poll rankings coming out last night. So this would be big for Fisher if he could pick up a win here, and Horan in deep.
A tight whizzer from George Fisher. stops him from getting that takedown. Wow, that takedown was close.
That was really close. He was in deep, had his hands locked. Everything you want to see, looked to come up to his feet. But just at the last second, came up to the hip of Fisher.
And another stalemate position called in this match. Let's see if these wrestlers can get some action going at 141 pounds. Horan looks for the ankle, stays low, and now they're back up to their feet. Both wrestlers showing some feints here, trying to get the other wrestler to budge. And as I say that, George Fisher in on the leg.
Swing single, deep on the swing single. And now Horan looking to hit that, a scramble, and good call by referee Kenny Ritchie to stop that as soon as that ankle came out towards the hip.
And I agree with Kenny Ritchie. That was not, it's not worth it.
100%.
You cannot let these wrestlers have a career-ending injury with something like a blown ACL.
From a position that you could have stopped.
Exactly. Exactly. You saw it coming.
I got you, bud. I'm with you. No, good job. Safety of the wrestler is always the most important thing.
It is. And, you know, a lot of times the coaching staff needs to be more supportive of the referees. We saw the coaches over at Central Michigan very upset with that call. If I were the coach, which I'm not, I'd sit down and be all right with that. And as I say that, George Fisher, a general studies major here at the University of Michigan, 4-6 on the season, from St. Charles, Illinois, looks for a shot of his own. That's one thing I don't like to see from George Fisher, is that shot from so far out. He needs to set up his takedowns a little better, especially against a wrestler that's so eager to hold you up in a front headlock. It's just easy defense.
But I understand where you're coming from, but the thought of it was right away, you learn as a young wrestler, when you cut away, your coaches want you back in on the shot. Once your opponent breaks away, you want to be right back in, and Fisher had a good thought, but I understand what you're saying. He was too far, closing the distance. If he did close the distance, he would have been more successful on that double leg attempt.
It's those little things. It's the game of inches. Narrow the gap just a little bit. That shot would have been a lot deeper. It would have been a takedown, would have converted into 2. And with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in this match, we're deadlocked 1-1. Converting any sort of shot here is crucial. Next takedown wins the match. Riding time ineffective here, only 2 seconds in favor of Horan. 50 seconds left on the clock. Let's see who can get to their offense.
So Horan deep, head inside, switches head outside. Fisher locked in the crotch, and Horan has to hide those ankles and does a good job sitting on the ankles. So now George Fisher is in some trouble right here. Has to make sure that he stays locked in the crotch, and George Fisher comes up with his head high, and now Horan looking to scramble, still has that high crotch position. George Fisher still locked on the ankle, so these guys are all tied up here.
What a scramble, both wrestlers grabbing an ankle.
So Horan gets the 2 points for the takedown late here to steal this match.
5 seconds left on the clock. Kenny Ritchie throws up 2. Wow, what a great end to that match.
Gets the 2 points for the takedown, but continue to stay after it. Looking to keep his head high was Zach Horan. Continued through that scramble, ended up coming up. So as we take another look at Zach Horan's match-winning takedown,